Now normally it's our habit to show you around some beautiful Essex village, our cameras lingering over some picturesque view or peeking into a flower-packed garden before admiring some aspect of local architecture. But as you will have guessed, this is not a pretty village, it's London. But when were you last up there in the smoke? I thought so. So why don't you come with me on a little ramble around what is for me the world's most beautiful, picturesque and exciting of all villages. Yeah, the many villages of London. And London, strange as it may seem to the outsider, is indeed made up of many different villages, each with their own points of interest. Take St Paul's, designed by Sir Christopher Wren back in 1666 after a slight accident with a baker's oven down in Pudding Lane, which resulted in a massive medieval redevelopment opportunity, out of which we got St Paul's. Now in many ways it's still a parish church for the City of London, which at 1 square mile in size is still the world's smallest city. Here too is another village. This time it's in Westminster, where now smart shops vie for space with craft stalls and upmarket restaurants for the tourist custom. But are you like me, I wonder, still able to remember when this was London's wholesale fruit and veg market, when these very buildings and streets presented in the early morning a very different scene? The roads packed full of parked lorries, with shouting porters squeezing between them, the wholesaler stalls and shops being fed with a constant stream of barrows, each piled high with a cascading cargo of boxes, each bulging tight with its mass of fruit and vegetables that were then tumbled onto the many display counters. And here's yet another village. It's that of sinful Soho. Well, sinful if you believe the anti-vice campaigners, and it's true, seek and ye shall find. But you won't find much vice here in Leicester Square. Today even the cars have gone, and paved over and surrounded by movie theatres, the square and its theatres have become the major showcase for new movies in the London area. But if it's old tourist views of London you seek, well, we can supply them as well. For here's Piccadilly Circus, where, so the old saying goes, stand here long enough and everyone in the world is sure to pass you by. Well, it may well seem that way. No doubt that's why so many tourists spend hours just sitting around under Eros. Mind you, when the tourists aren't feeding the pigeons or sitting around in this square, we Londoners have a far better use for Nelson's Column and the rest of Trafalgar Square. For being so close to Whitehall and Parliament, we like to regard it as our national village square. For where better place on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon for a protest meeting? Aye, and many other ones that I remember attending in my youth. What do you mean you don't believe me? Look, I was here. Look, over there. Look, that's where I proudly held my C&D banner high. And over there, yeah, that's where we all staged that mass sitting over some event or action by somebody or other. I can't remember. Can't remember now just why we did it. Only it was a very cold winter Sunday afternoon, the pavement was hard, and we gave it all up when it started to rain and the pubs reopened. But whoever we were protesting for, well, we were with them in mind, if not in body. You know, the nice thing about our village, large though it is that it affords we who live in it or around it some lovely riverside walks. On the other hand, for those lazy ones who dislike walking, then why not a gentle river bus trip downstream? All villages have some form of parish council, and so have we. We call it the House of Commons, and we call our clock tower Big Ben. Mind you, whatever happens in Parliament, or indeed in any future new parish council for our village of London, the folk who inhabit these great buildings will be safe in their jobs. After all, they and their ancestors these past 100 years have created for themselves a role and a task that our villagers can be proud to have gifted to the grateful world. No, not the role of village fool, although we've certainly had our share of them over the years. No, I'm thinking of the great Whitehall civil servant, whose actions touches the lives of all of us. And so to end our walk through our London village, let's make our way through the park and up the drive to our very own stately home to see if the lady of the house is back from her travels. Well, strange as it may seem, it's true that for many of London's 10 million or so inhabitants who live and work in its 32 London boroughs, they each regard their home or working area as just being like a small village, just a small part of that greater city of London. So if you're from one of those small parts of our great city that we didn't get to show you, then I'm sorry, we promise to visit your bit of London soon. You're part of the great village of London.